Glamour.
Grit. Glamour.
Grit. Glamour. Grit.
Happy Friday at the Glamour and Grit.
What a week.
What a week. We are recording this Wednesday because Daddy's got a very big night tomorrow night, don't you?
Yes, it's officially Friday, but on Thursday, we just launched Stockyard Supply Co., and I could not be more excited. Guys, if you haven't yet, stockyardsupplyco.com. We've got an amazing line of Western apparel for all of my gentlemen out there looking to...
Or females. The bomber's sick. I would rock a bomber.
Would you rock the bomber?
Of course, I styled it. I love it. Well, and if you haven't noticed, Eric has worn Stockyard Supply every single episode this season. So I'm so glad it's finally launched. Oh God, we did have a busy week. Jesus Christ. So we did our family Christmas cards. Y'all, there has been something in the water this week because my children were not my children this week.
They were insane.
They were
like
monsters.
Hyperactive children that we don't own in our house.
No, and it's like the post-Halloween
I said
candy
own
buzz.
like they're like a
we
thing.
own them. They were psychopaths. They were horrible. And that's so, I think because it was so shocking. I am the chillest. Like for me to say that is a lot because I can usually take a lot. They were just a different level.
They were. And our Christmas card photos it's never a fun experience, y'all. The picture, it's so funny because the picture is perfect and everybody gets sent this beautiful picture of our amazingly perfect family. And the shit show that led up to that one maybe moment that we possibly got a smile and had to edit out all the tears in between makes it seem like it was the best day ever.
Yes.
It's horrible.
Horrible. I think every parent feels the same. Behind every Christmas card is a furious mother, an exhausted dad, and demon children.
I told our photographer, I was like, the picture book you have to make is all of the family photos that you've taken of the kids just going nuts. Because I know we're not alone. I know all the kids do this. And screaming and crying and the tears and the throwing and Molly Morgan pouting in the corner. And then you show all this craziness. And then
they're like angels.
And then you show the perfect picture. Like, don't worry, all of this can turn into this if you like work with me.
No, well, and the reason I brought this up is our producer said I'm totally ADD today because I style our pictures. I had us all beautiful. I ordered, I had this Celia B sparkly dress on. Molly Morgan and Nick.
What's Celia B?
Celia B.
Oh, Celia B.
She is like, I'm giving you all my secrets. She's like my brand. And Eric, it's a Christmas card. Like, I get that you launched a brand. I love it. I love how much you loved it. Mick is in a blue blazer and corduroys, and Eric wants to wear a pearl snap, ivory Stockyard Supply. Then I'm like, no, you have to wear a white crisp button down. He puts on his white crisp button down and then whips out the Stockyard Supply vest. I was like, I get it. That is one thing about you. It's like the cowboy thing. You invest so hard in like Joe's Pizza. Can we just like not have Joe's Pizza every day? You really commit when you love something.
I do. And if I'm proud of something, I am going to rock it.
But that's like wearing swim shoes to the snow.
Listen.
Like there's certain things where like Stockyard Supply is the most gorgeous brand. But like we can leave it out of the Christmas card.
Because you get it all the time. I understand that. It makes sense. You had a vibe in your head. I had my own vibe. I didn't know your vibe. So we finally met in the middle and I was like, showed her my outfit when she showed me hers. And it was just a hard no. Hard no.
Actually, it was a hard no twice. And this was the morning of. I had styled the entire family the night before. He saw it on the ground. I even picked out the outfit you were going to wear and hung it up. And still, we had to go through 2 rounds of Stockyard Supply before Daddy gave in.
For my guys out there, you're feeling good. You've just put on an outfit that puts a smile on your face and you got this confidence. You're like, man, I can't wait to show my woman. I think she's going to think I look so hot and good.
My woman.
in this outfit, and you walk in the room, and the first thing she does is look at you and say, no. And that's it.
Well, and I think a lot
That's
of guys.
it. How does that make you feel? Guys, how does that, I want to know if that happens to you guys.
You're literally trying so hard to make this a reel right now. I can totally tell.
No, but this is a thing.
No,
you know?
but I think actually most.
You got to be like, wow, you look great, but not right for the photo. Not just a cut down at the knees.
Well, I did a cut down at the knees because before you even changed, I said no stockyard supply. You know I'm correct on this.
You might have said that, but
Like
I was
a few times.
Maybe with this combo, it'll be different.
But I do think that most husbands, I might be wrong, let their wives pick their outfits out. I think my brothers still have my mother.
I do think that's a common thing.
Like buy clothes for them.
I do think that's a common thing. You're lucky you have a husband that just
Some would say.
likes to dress.
Some would say. I
Sometimes.
do think that's why 35-year-old men still wear their frat t-shirts.
Oh yeah. No, I mean I have some terrible choices, but you know, I like to also
You can always tell when you styled yourself and when I helped style you. Or your guy styled you.
Oh, blue collar prep.
Yeah, he kills it.
Yeah, he's the man.
He like crushes it.
So, we had an election last night, which I mean, I didn't sleep a wink.
No,
Nobody
I think
slept a wink.
Donald Trump is now the president,
47.
47. And what was I going to say? Kamala Harris just conceded.
Yep.
And I really just hope for our nation that we move forward just as one. I do think no matter what side America spoke last night, and I just pray that we all come to common ground and that I do believe at the end of the day, no matter what side you're on, all America wants is a better world for our children at the end of the day.
We want a better world for our
And
children.
what's so interesting is we see this on every side of the spectrum. Each side is so invested in their own belief. And it's so interesting to me how two different worlds can be so different.
I know.
And I do believe the media, I think we are seeing that with this election too. The media has a certain way that they portray things. And so that's why independent media has become such a powerful tool in court cases and elections because people just don't know what to believe anymore.
I just wish that because the party system just separates us as a country, it separates us as individuals, and you know, it really does a lot of, in my opinion, what I've seen at least the last few years, a lot of harm in terms of like, well, if I'm going this way and you're going this way, we can't even talk, or like there's a
Yeah.
lot of animosity, there's whatever. Like, I wish there was a way we got rid of the party system and just kind of all voted on the right person for the person.
Yeah.
Not for the party.
person. I know.
I don't know. Wouldn't that be
I
nice?
completely agree. That would be so freaking nice. It will be very interesting, like how these next decades go and how, because I do think times are changing, good and bad, like whatever you believe. Eric and I made a deal, and we'll get shit for this. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to. It is so, I want you to come here for an escape. That doesn't mean it's like, well, and I'll get the comment, well, you're a privileged white woman, so you can say that. And yes, I do agree with that. That makes perfect sense to me why you would feel that way. But I just feel like we're inundated with so much of our world that's negative so often that I want
you
to
come
just
to us
be a
to listen
place
to other
of
things
positivity
and learn about other things
and no judgment, and that because we have friends and family, different religions, different races, different political parties, and I respect your own right as a person, what you want to believe, religion, you know, that's
absolutely,
just what
absolutely.
what I think.
That's not the podcast we're here to do. We're not here to, we're just talking through our experiences and what we see in life. So that's what we're going to say about the election.
But speaking of like comparison,
Yeah, give it to me.
I went to the dentist and I hate the dentist.
I already
Love
know.
my dentist. And your girl,
Let's give a shout out to Dr. Schmigel.
he is the sweetest human in the world.
Yep, he's the best.
But like, I don't floss my teeth. And I have stunningly beautiful teeth, he said. and that my teeth are healthier than your teeth.
What?
Healthier than your teeth.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Because A, I floss every single night. I can't go to bed unless I floss. It is ingrained in my body. I don't feel good if I don't. I brush very well. I don't drink any colored liquids. If I do, they're going through a straw, even if it's red wine. It's really weird and nerdy, but I'm very weird about my teeth staying good and clean and pretty.
And still my teeth are whiter and healthier. What to say?
That's what she said. The dentist said.
We're best friends now. So sorry.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if this is true news.
This is
or
when
not,
you know Eric
but,
and I are in full competition that we literally compare our teeth.
But it's a genetic thing as well.
I
Because
completely agree. That I completely understand. It
as
is
a
so
kid,
genetic.
this is crazy. Hear this. As a kid, I was the same way. Brushed my teeth. I was very religious. Joe, Katie, Matt, I don't know. They weren't like, maybe Katie, but Joe and Matt for sure, like they didn't think about it like I thought about it. They never got cavities. Every time I went to the dentist, I had multiple cavities.
I know. And I didn't get a cavity until I didn't go to the dentist for like 8 years.
And I didn't even like eat sweets and drink sodas, really.
You ate like so healthy.
I mean, when I was little, it's different, but like that's just a genetic thing. Has to be.
I know. I think everything's genetic. Minus, I do believe, gonna go. Now I go political, but I believe there's something in our air or something in our food that's making all these other things like activate the bad.
Maybe. But you know what I didn't have that you did? Braces. Perfect. Perfectly straight. I can at least say that.
Okay, but you have veneers. So it's like.
Not for the straightness.
Yeah, but it's like still, it's.
None of my mom's kids had to have braces. That's pretty.
Let me see your bottom teeth.
Straight.
Yeah,
Straight.
you actually do have very straight
We
teeth.
all do.
I know.
We
That
all
is
do.
actually so interesting.
Great genetically straight teeth, not great genetically
mine, like
cavity-free
a year and a half
teeth.
of braces weren't that big of a deal.
I'm sorry, I was talking. What'd you say?
My year and a half of braces was not that big of a deal.
Okay.
And I actually had braces before everyone, so it was pretty cool.
All right.
There we go.
What else you got, baby?
I actually was super giddy. Oh, no, really? I do feel like I almost canceled Friday's episode because I just don't know where our world is at, like with
we're
our
going back?
listeners.
We're
No,
going back there?
but I don't know what else to talk about.
Oh,
I feel
no,
like it's
listen.
like one of those. Oh, we did set up for Christmas, which I am in the Christmas spirit. I am so happy. I love everything about Christmas. I think Christmas is a season. I think Thanksgiving is like a one day bam, shabam. Everything else is Christmas. I have my ornaments. I have my Christmas tree. It just makes me so happy, freaking Christmas.
I
just
am
love it
curious
so
to
much.
know if you guys are Thanksgiving skippers and the day of Halloween or the day after Christmas goes right up. Like, are you that person? Do you turn...
Are you Griswold? It is actually weird to me. If you celebrate Thanksgiving and wait until then to do Christmas, that is like, you need to go to jail. Like, that is crazy to me. What is the point?
That, I would say, is probably normal. But I do think
No.
that when you see that one house that's already decorated, like half the people are going to kind of chuckle and be like, wow, they're, real early this year. And then half are like, I'm not going to do that. But I do respect that. I know that spirit.
Well, and the beauty is in our neighborhood, we live by a college. So people do their Christmas lights purple for the start of the TCU season.
Oh, yeah. But your mom's house and our house are the only houses completely Christmas and will be for the next probably 3 weeks.
Yeah. So aren't we lucky?
So we,
and what's even more funnier, is that we had our Christmas decorations up until April this year because I had a photo shoot for Neiman Marcus, which
just the inside.
we got in the Neiman Marcus Christmas book, bubble stocking manifestation station.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I know.
that's pretty big deal.
It is a big deal.
But we had the Christmas up until April because of that. So we have lived Christmas a lot.
We have. I want to know if you have heard of... So, have you heard what Jimmy John's has done?
Is it good or bad? Because our cousins own Jimmy John's.
It's
We
great.
love Jimmy John's.
It's fantastic.
Okay, good.
They have created a new carb-free alternative to its classic sandwich. They have thought of something so genius, so brilliant,
A meat sub, right?
Have you heard about it?
I feel like people have done a meat sub, right? Like where it's meat around that's holding it together.
No. They call it the Picklewich.
Stop.
No bread, a giant kosher pickle is your bun.
Actually, people like our daughter and Katie are obsessed with pickles.
They're offering 2 styles. You've got the Vito Picklewich or the Turkey Picklewich. The Vito's like an Italian, you know, and the Turkey's a turkey. And it's very limited time. It's been going on for the last few weeks, and it is all the rage. You have until November 14th only, so you got to get in there.
So soon, like next week.
If you are a pickle lover like this guy, I can't say because I haven't tried it yet, but go get a Picklewich. And I was so excited.
I love the name of that, Picklewich.
I know. And I was so excited that I got one and I have it here and I'm going to try it.
On air?
Yes.
I hope you do. That's actually
Because
so fun.
I think it would be fun to see because I'm a big pickle guy and I'm a big sub guy. So it's like, well, if the pickle's the bread, this has to be a win-win. But I got to see.
Okay, where is it? Oh, it's literally right here. Eric is like moving. He's getting his sandwich. So our cousins actually own Jimmy John's. They don't own Jimmy John's but they own, what is it called? Franchises.
And I texted him. I was like, yo, tell me about this Picklewich. He's like, oh man, it's going crazy right now. I was like, I'm going to try it.
On air.
So we've been talking about it.
Oh my God, I actually can't wait. I love an alliteration like Molly Morgan, Jimmy John's. This is going to be
Y'all,
what is it called?
I did no tomatoes, but look at this. Look at the Picklewich.
Y'all, it's literally looks like a vagina.
What? What are you talking about? This looks like a pickle bread sandwich. This is fantastic.
It
Let me
literally
see.
looks like a.
Be nice. I gotta.
I am. That has nothing to do with that. I'm just saying that. Actually, whoever did that did a beautiful job of display.
This is fantastic.
Okay, put that big pickle in your mouth, brah.
Oh, I will.
Oh my God, this is ASMR or whatever.
Wow.
Is it actually really good?
I thought it was going to be just overwhelming pickle sensation. That's all you taste. Not at all. I think they've scooped out most of the pickle.
Actually, very smart. Is it a sour pickle? Like a dill pickle?
No, it's just your classic.
Sweet pickle?
Classic pickle. Kosher pickle.
That is so interesting.
I thought it was going to be juicy and runny and all that. They've scooped out all the guts. There's a little gut, but it's really just
it's like a
shell
pumpkin.
to give it that crunch.
Let's go, Jimmy John.
You know, In-N-Out's got the protein burger. You just get it wrapped in lettuce.
Yeah, I would.
This is their version of that, and it's way better.
That is so smart. Oh, God, he's going to eat the whole thing on air.
Well, no, I just wanted one more bite for clarity. Yep, it's still really good.
Good job. I love it when places do interesting like combinations and stuff. I think that is so fun.
That was really cool.
How do you feel now?
Really good. I can't wait to finish it.
Well, and I think it's good. The pickles, it's not like as acidic. You know, if you have a whole pickle, it's a lot of acidity for me. Like with the scooped out middle, it really is. It's like a baked potato without all the middle.
Well, yeah. What it's doing is it's really just eliminating the drip and the squishiness. Like if that sat in your car for a little bit, like it's not going to be drenched because pickle juice is, you know, it kind of just has like a nice crunch. And do you want to try it?
No, thank you. I don't do deli meat.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't do deli meat.
No, I like do peanut butter jelly. I used to go, there was a famous, it was like pre-Jimmy John's, and it's called The Great Outdoors. And I would go there, it's a sandwich place, and I would go there and literally get peanut butter jelly.
Okay.
I wonder if kids, like, don't you are obsessed with peanut butter? Like, I love peanut butter.
Only in smoothies.
Stop. You don't love like a peanut butter jelly or peanut butter on anything? On a banana?
Not really. I would much rather peanut butter in the smoothie with a banana. When it's just like that, it's like dry and makes me thirsty and kind of,
ooh,
you know?
Well, and I always wonder if kids will really, because they don't know peanut butter like we know peanut butter. Like most of their peanut butter jellies are sunflower butters.
Which we don't even have a child in our son's class with a peanut allergy, and they still make us do no peanuts. Why?
Do they in high school too? Because I wonder, like, what about if you go on airplanes and stuff? You can't tell everybody to not have like a peanut butter jelly, or do they make like an announcement?
But did they say why we can't bring
for allergies, like kids' allergies.
Right, but no one has that allergy in his class.
I think just not to confuse people. If they go out in the playground, they have like a little peanut butter on their hand or something.
Okay.
then it could touch like another child that has a severe allergy.
I just have this feeling, because it's a very small school, that nobody actually has it, but they just like have to implement that rule now.
Yeah, I think it's like a thing.
It is a thing, and if you have the allergy, it's bad. But in our school,
I think it's like a thing.
I don't think a kid does, and they still implement it as if there
We
was.
should ask.
We should.
God, my teeth hurt so bad. I don't know why you like getting they don't hurt. It's just like the weirdest feeling. I don't like getting my teeth cleaned. They almost feel like it's like I'm missing things in between my teeth.
It's the greatest experience and feeling I could ever have is getting my teeth cleaned.
I despise it. Minus he does have this machine that he's like the best dentist. That, remember, it's like a hydro thing instead of.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing. Still, though, I don't like the empty feeling image. I miss a slight plaque.
That is so weird and gross. You want to.
Okay, let's ask, what is your grossest habit? And you got to be honest. Like, be slightly honest.
Oh, my God.
Like, what is the grossest habit?
I think it's only fair for you to answer that for me and for me to answer that for you.
Okay. Oh, no, that's not fair.
Why? I can't say what my like, you're the judge of what's gross.
You don't do something like by yourself that I don't even know?
I mean, my grossest habit? I would love to hear what you think it is, and I would love to say what yours is, but I mean, in my head, it's like, when you're kind of alone, you got a little booger in there, you got to get rid of that thing.
Oh, that's not even that gross. That's just getting rid of a booger.
Okay. What's yours then? I feel like you're like got something really teed up here.
I don't. But why do we all look at our poop after we poop? Like, don't you after you wipe and like we assess our poo and it's like, why do we weirdly like our own smell of our poo?
So what you're saying is your weird habit is you like to look at your poop and you like to smell it?
Yes. Like, don't you after you're done pooping look at what you've done?
I guess sometimes to make sure like, oh, not sick today.
Stop. You don't just I always have to check out.
What are you looking for? Shapes?
I don't know. Like just what I did.
Like you're looking in the clouds or something?
Or the worst is when you have to go potty so bad and it's nothing. And you're like, all that pain for that? It's like a pebble. You know what I mean?
I'm still tracking the fact that what do you like? So you do it and then you just get up and kind of look?
No, after you're done wiping.
You what?
I just look before I flush.
To make sure there's not a snake in there or what?
Doesn't everybody though?
I
you don't
think
look.
So.
Okay, after you go poo, you just you wipe without looking what you've done?
Half the time I'm on my phone. So it's I'm already distracted.
Yeah, that's the sad part. I don't. I savor the moment.
Apparently.
Okay, so what is?
And you like what you smell?
I just think it's so.
It's like what Fat Bastard said in Austin Powers.
No,
everyone loves their own brand.
They do though, because you'll toot and it's like death for me, and I know that I have had moments where it's it could kill somebody, but it's never like that to me. Your own smell is never as worse to your senses as it is to somebody else's.
That I firmly believe.
It's so bizarre.
I firmly believe.
Sometimes I'm I actually you'll come in there and be like, whoa, do you feel okay? And I don't even smell anything.
Wow.
Okay, but what were you going to say my grossest habit is?
Oh, probably that. Just ripping it loud and proud.
Yeah, see, you'll always know I am never silent but deadly. It's loud and proud.
Most of the time, it's really funny. Most of the time, it's really funny.
When I toot? I think, I do think it's so weird if you don't toot in front of your spouse. It's not like I purposely toot in front of you. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I'm like, hey, Eric. Not like that. But
oh, yeah, no.
I think it's so weird. People say the way to keep a marriage is separate bathrooms. That's so weird. I'm you don't you're with this.
Separate bathrooms or separate sinks?
Separate bathrooms, going potty.
Oh, separate toilets.
Yeah. Or separate bathrooms being your own thing. And I'm I've been cut open twice. You've seen everything. I even did all natural birth before I had an emergency C-section without medication. You've seen it all.
And they're saying, well, first of all, I want to know who can afford 2 separate bathrooms just for the master. That's kind of cool.
I mean, that is, my parents had that. My mom had a side, my dad had a side in the shower met the middle.
But they don't anymore.
No, they don't.
They share a toilet.
They've got a bougie
And
toilet.
their marriage has been great.
They have what are those fancy toilets, the heating toilets that
Man.
heat up your fanny.
Well, that doesn't bother me. I mean, walking into the bathroom after you've exploded it without lighting a candle or something. I mean, I wish you would think about that a little more often, but you know, it is what it is because now my kids are doing it.
Such a toot.
Everybody's doing it.
It's so interesting to me is because people have like poopery and like we have matches. It's almost even worse because say I didn't even go in there after somebody, but then I smell like burnt matches. I'm like, oh, somebody took a boom before me. Like or the spray of poopery. Like, oh, you had to take a poo.
That stuff works though. That poopery is amazing.
Yeah. I wonder what's in it.
Doesn't matter how many chemicals because it does the trick.
I know. God, everything is chemically based. What is the habit that I would say that your weirdest habit? I actually don't know your weirdest habit. Oh, yes, I do. The habit that drives me through the roof. I think it's so disgusting. No matter how gross I can be, it is grosser. You floss your teeth and flick the tart wherever. Like you just flick it every single time. You floss, flick everywhere. So there is your tar and nastiness all over.
Oh my gosh.
I actually think is 1,000 times grosser.
Okay, that's hilarious. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, yes, you do, because I tell you every time I'm like,
Okay,
flick.
so for my flossers, when you're flossing and then you're kind of, moving down your floss string or whatever, how do you handle that?
I don't think people even do anything. I think you just floss as you go.
And then you kind of get rid of
No, you don't do the flick.
Well, if there's a chunk on there.
See, this is why my teeth are healthier. Because who has chunks unless you've been eating like a steak? And I would hope it would be out of your mouth by the time you floss.
I don't know. But there's like a couple pockets where there will always be like a little something that I have to get out of there.
Oh my God. That really does actually gross me out. I think that's 100 times grosser than tooting because everybody I know least goes big boom.
This is true.
No one I know flosses and flicks.
Everybody poops.
Everybody
Hey,
poops.
Did you?
Oh, wait, Molly Morgan, though, did tell me at school she's never gone poop at school. She tells me she saves it when she comes home.
Oh.
I know.
That's not good.
Well, she really is not. Like, she's a one-day a boomer. Like, I know she has gone boom at school before because
she doesn't want her teacher, like, to have to help, like, to make sure.
Well, she does it herself, but I think she likes it, really good wet wipe.
Wow. So she holds it. Well, we should talk to her and let her know that, like,
and do I want to know, like, when you poo, like, my dad exclusively uses a wet wipe. I think that is so uncomfortable. Like, I like a nice, clean, like a wet. I don't want it to feel wet in my fanny. Like, that doesn't clean it. Interesting.
I don't know.
Fun facts.
Fun facts. I got a couple fun facts.
Okay. I wish we had candy.
Wait, first of all, did you hear about Peanut the squirrel? Did you read about this?
No. What happened to Peanut?
World famous. This squirrel has 849,000 followers on Instagram. Almost 1 million.
What are we doing wrong?
He's an internet sensation. He wears a little cowboy hat.
Okay, that's really cute.
Oh, he's so cute. There's videos of him,
Did he die?
Eating treats and jumping on clothes of his owner and kind of scurrying around the house. And people have just loved Peanut the squirrel. And if you go to Peanut's page at Peanut_the_squirrel12, you'll also see that Peanut has Peanut's Freedom Farm Animal Sanctuary, which is what his owner has started. It's an animal
squirrel,
refugee, where they bring really injured animals. Anyway, his name is Mark Longo, the owner of Peanut the Squirrel. He adopted him 7 years ago as a baby because he noticed that the squirrel had lost half of its tail and it wasn't going to survive in the wild in its normal life. So he took it in as a very nice gesture.
Yeah.
And
did he eat his face?
Please
tell me this goes south.
On October 30th, Peanut.
Halloween Eve,
New York State Department of Environmental Conservation showed up with 6 guys with guns to take Peanut and his fellow raccoon brother from the house because there were some complaints about the rodent living next door or whatever. And technically, you're not supposed to own a squirrel and keep it in your house because you can contract rabies from it and that could spread.
Yeah.
Well, these horrible people barged in, took Peanut the squirrel and his raccoon friend with 6 gunned men and euthanized it and put them down.
Oh, I thought you were going to go like south and say like Peanut got something and like ate the guy's face.
They killed this helpless, famous squirrel.
Oh, well,
for
that's
being
not
a
what
squirrel.
I expected of this story.
But it became huge news. Everybody from J.D. Vance and Rogan and Elon, like all of these, big conservatives were like making a thing. And it became like this massive news about Peanut the squirrel because they're saying how can we live in a world where like this can happen? Like, it's just crazy.
Okay, it's not funny at all. It is not funny.
Poor
but
Peanut.
like, and his raccoon friend.
And his raccoon friend.
Stop it.
What?
I can't help it. Next topic. I can't even talk about
Okay,
this.
it was hot news. Go look up Peanut the squirrel. It is, it's unbelievable, the story.
Have they done like, I can't. Next topic.
What?
I'm going to go down.
Is it about Peanut or his raccoon friend?
both?
Okay, well,
R.I.P. Peanut.
R.I.P. Mr. Peanut.
Peanut's going to call us. And I'm not laughing at it because I really did think, do you know there's that disease? What is it? Not zombie disease that like deer get and they're eating other deer or eating like.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
No, people are like have this disease and they're eating it's like a zombie disease.
No way.
I was thinking that that's where the story was going to go. Like Peanut was a sweet, sweet squirrel and all
attacked.
of a sudden Peanut ate his face.
Wow.
Like I really thought that's where this whole thing was going.
Like Peanut took some drugs and went at it.
Because there is a disease that things are getting.
No, he just got killed.
Well, this has really been a positive podcast.
I know, but I just had to press that.
From politics to poop to Peanut. Come to the glamour and grit.
Did you see? We're sending. Well, first of all, we're going back to the moon. We haven't been on the moon since 1972.
You love a space story.
But this is
so
NASA
over
now. This is NASA. And this has been a long time in the works.
Well, are those people still up in
space? It's the Artemis
space?
2 mission, and a woman is going to walk on the moon. How cool is that?
Have we? I think we've had a woman, haven't we?
No, ever. Woman has never gone to the moon. How cool is that?
Haven't we gone to the moon a few times?
Last time humans were on the moon was 1972. How crazy.
Do you remember the song from Even Stevens? We went to the moon in 1969. Please tell me you remember that episode.
Well, they're wrong because it was 1972.
No, that was the last time we went to the moon. That wasn't the first time we went to the moon.
Oh,
Neil
so they
Armstrong
did it like
was the first.
back to back?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I really wonder where you get your facts.
Nope, since 1972. But get this. This is what everybody's like blowing up about. That it's a woman. Incredible, because that's never happened. And also, guess what she's wearing? Head to toe. Guess who made the suits that they're going up in?
I hope something like epic.
Prada.
Let's go, Prada.
They're prodded out, head to toe, astronaut style.
Bougie.
Yep.
Oh my God, NASA's like, Elon, you take our friends stuck in space, we'll go Prada.
And these suits, they've got lights, they've got HD cameras in them, they have 4G LTE communications in it, and inside the suit is an in-suit nutrient dispenser.
How amazing. Almost like a red light therapy.
Sure. I don't know what that is.
Remember, it's that thing I want to get for our backyard.
Oh.
It's like supposed to be really good for you. But wait.
But isn't that crazy, though? The Italian designer Prada
That's amazing.
is sending the first woman to the moon.
But are our friends still stuck up there with their 2 new friends?
Oh, they're there till like February or something.
But didn't we try to get them and then we stuck 2 more people up there?
Yeah, that's all Elon's thing. This is NASA. This is Artemis 2 mission. It's happening September 25. It's a big deal.
Wow. How interesting. Can't wait.
Big deal.
Actually, that means that like Prada spring line will be so chic. It'll be so spacey.
Did you Okay, little sports stuff here for you. We are starting a women's professional baseball league in the United States.
What would be the difference in softball? I know softball's a different ball, but like why?
There is no, well, it's a whole different sport. There is,
It's not a whole different sport. In softball, the exact same except the ball.
well, yeah, but they throw it differently. Like it makes a huge difference. We're getting
because softball's under. This is going to be over.
yeah, and the ball's 3 times bigger, and you know it's got a little bit different rules and stuff. But we're getting a professional women's baseball league the summer of 2026. We're gonna have 6 teams in the northeastern United States. It's the only pro women's baseball league in the United States. They're working right now on securing national broadcast deal for it. It's just kind of all coming off the coattails of this explosive growth of women's sports in basketball and soccer.
Right. But wouldn't this kind of go against that? Now we're turning a woman's sport, like we should be more supportive of softball. Now we're turning I don't know. Doesn't that feel like it's off doing it? Like it's now saying because baseball's successful, we're going to do baseball instead of making softball more popular. Does that make sense?
I don't know no, I think
Because I feel like this hurts softball.
I think what this does is slowly chip away at the men-only sports, men-only categories in sports. You know what I mean? Like, we now are going to have professional baseball. There's professional women's hockey league. Like, you know, maybe there's going to be a football league at some point. Like, who knows? But, you know, it's an explosive time for women's sports. So they were all like, well, now's the time to capitalize. And they've got 2-time World Series winning manager Saito Gaston serving as an advisor. And so, they're putting a lot of chips on this.
That's really interesting. I love baseball and softball.
What'd they say?
Love
They
softball.
said, provide a platform for the game's top female players and spark the creation of a women's baseball culture in America.
But don't you feel like the top female players, then we should have them play softball and make softball even better than what it is? I don't know, something about this, am I reading too much into it? I just feel like it's doing the opposite effect of what we'd want it to.
In what way?
If we want women on baseball, then shouldn't we have them playing against the men? Like, that's why we have, I don't know. I just feel like it's.
Well, no, there's always got to be, you know, women versus women, men versus men. But there's now going to be a way for the women to even play baseball.
But I always thought for women to play baseball is softball.
Right, but now it doesn't have to be just that. They're saying, like, you deserve to be able to play baseball as well if you want to.
That's so interesting.
They did have a professional women's baseball league, and the last time was 1943, and it lasted until 1954. So it's been a long time.
Yeah, but that's actually pretty good how long it lasted.
I know, in the 40s and 50s, too.
So interesting. Wow.
I know.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't either.
Because I love softball. So for some reason, for me, I feel like it's taking away from softball. So maybe I would actually love if people that play softball, what their thoughts are on this.
That's actually a great point.
Because I really do, if they want it and happy about it, then I'm very happy about it. Because but for me, for some reason, I feel like it's going to hurt softball. And I love softball. Like if you've ever watched college softball,
it's awesome. But is there, I don't think there's professional softball, is there? Professional league?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I've never watched it outside of college.
Actually, that's really interesting. Me either. But I love college sports over, let's see, professional softball.
But I understand what you're saying here in terms of the like, is that trying to overshadow the softball? But
it's the National Pro Fast Pitch.
Okay.
Is the Women's Pro Softball League.
So there is. Great.
Oh,
and now
it was founded, I think, and it was disbanded in 2021 after 2 canceled seasons.
Okay, so it's not around. So now's the time to scoop in and...
No, but now's the time then to, I say, bring back softball and let's make professional softball better than ever.
Okay, I hear you.
Because what are we going to do? Now we're adding baseball into... Now all these all these college softball players are now going to have to then not audition, but try out for the baseball. Like, I don't think it makes sense. I say, let's bring back professional softball.
Yeah, you got a really, really good point.
Thank you. I bet you didn't think
Because they're
that's where
going to
that.
school for softball, so
But then, so how are we going to train
now
for
we got to
baseball?
start all these new programs in schools for baseball for women.
And then I just think that's going to be a gender. I think a lot of people would then be like, well, then why don't they just play with the baseball players too? Because if it's the same sport. I think that's why there's not an all-female football league.
Well, no, but there's basketball and there's tennis, and that's always separate. Girls play with girls and guys play with guys. Golf. I mean, there's tons of sports.
Yeah, but those sports don't have a sister sport. Like baseball has softball.
Yeah.
Like basketball
I see what you're
doesn't
saying.
have. Do you know what I mean?
I see. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I really, actually, I don't know. I would truly, I will say it again. I would love to hear what softball players think about that because whatever that's their world. However they feel is how I feel.
Peanut, I'm sure, really liked watching baseball.
I bet Peanut loved baseball.
Speaking of death, I mean, the squirrel, unfortunately, Peanut's gone, but we lost the most,
Oh, Quincy.
yes,
I know.
iconic, most versatile. I mean, Time Magazine called him, what they say, literally, I had a great quote from Time. One of the most influential jazz musicians of the 20th century, Quincy Jones.
I know.
Truly a legend lost. He was 91.
Great life.
This dude produced Thriller, Bad, tons of Frank Sinatra, Aretha Franklin, Donna Summers. I mean, 28 Grammys. Like, the guy was a living legend. There's a great documentary on him out, and there's a great scene of him and Michael Jackson and like this famous beat that I forget what Michael Jackson song it was, but like Quincy came up with it and Michael was like, no, that takes away from the song. He's like, this has to be in here. And it ended up being the most famous. I don't know if it's the beginning of like, it's one of his most famous songs,
Yeah.
but it's like, that's the power Quincy had. Like he ran Michael, he ran all of those guys. It's all because of Quincy Jones. And he passed away. There's one of the things I've found that was like kind of cool was, do you know he produced over 50 movies as well? He wasn't just in music. Yeah. And one of them he produced and made happen, he introduced to the world two of the most famous women on the planet. When he produced Color Purple, he brought in Oprah and Whoopi Goldberg, who were complete unknowns at the time, and put them on a massive pedestal. And that's what launched both of them into like stardom.
Well, speaking of musicals, are you ready for Wicked?
The movie?
Yes.
Yeah. When is it coming out?
I think the 21st is previews. 22nd is like, you know how you can buy it early the night before?
Yeah.
I'm going with
Of
my
November?
girlfriend. I'm so excited. Elizabeth and I are going. We're going as Alpha and Glinda.
November 27th?
21st.
21st.
Thursday night.
Nice.
We're going together. I'm so excited. But do you know that they are singing live? And supposedly all I've heard is that Ariana's performance and the whole entire movie is legendary. Like, it's truly life-changing. All the reviews coming in that say it's so beautiful and powerful. And
I'm so proud of her, Ariana Grande. I mean, we worked together when I was 16 and 17 years old in a Broadway on a Broadway musical that she was an ensemble member in. She wasn't a lead, like she had an ensemble part. And we finished the show. You know, we spent an entire year together. She then immediately got Victorious for Nickelodeon. Then she immediately got Sam and Cat. And then she became a global superstar. It was like overnight. And I still can't believe the success that she's had. It's so warranted because she's so incredibly talented. But it's like when you know someone and then they become the most famous person on the planet.
I know,
and
that's
you still know
actually
like who they
crazy.
were before. Like,
yeah.
It's such a weird.
Really, the person that knew was Jason Robert Brown. When he, like, the one that just always knew that she was a superstar.
Oh,
with
yeah.
that voice.
Yeah.
I mean, her voice is an instrument. I mean, it's a freak. And it was so cool. So they were watching, they did it like these clips of her saying that she wanted to be Glinda and she would do anything to be in Wicked and all that. And she was like, oh my God, she looked like it must have been during Victorious. She looked like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Kid Craddock. And he was like, what would be your dream? And she was like, to play Glinda in Wicked.
Oh, wow.
And that's the late Kid Craddock, who is like my godfather and Caroline Craddock, and they're near and dear, Kiss FM 106.1. And it was just, I don't know, it was really cool seeing him again and just like her. It was really special.
That's awesome.
And I just love somebody that's manifested no matter, she was going to cancel her last tour if they were ready to do Wicked.
Oh, wow.
That she wanted that more than anything.
I mean, yeah, this is going to put her on a whole different level.
And I didn't realize they sang live.
That's cool.
That's really cool. I mean, obviously they edit.
Casting Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, you're going to let them sing live. They don't, they're too good.
But movie shoots you're singing it a gazillion times. It's not like a one night or 2-show day.
That's true.
It's like 15 takes. And have you seen those sets? But they must have spent a ton of money on that movie because they are doing collabs with everybody and their dog. So they better get that money back, baby.
That's true.
And I want to know if they're getting royalties.
I
Ariana
really
and them.
want to go eat my Picklewich.
Okay.
I think we need to glamour and grit it.
Okay.
And go prep for launch party tomorrow.
Okay. My glamour is Christmas is up. My grit is that I cut the shit. And that's the first time I cussed on today's episode. Be proud of me. I'll show you my gum. I ripped the entire bottom part of my gum.
Yikes.
So that has been a major grit.
Yikes. Glamour is getting to launch Stockyard Supply tomorrow and introducing it to the world. Long time coming. And grit is I do not like hosting or throwing parties that have anything to do with myself. Like I don't like big birthday parties. I've never liked a celebration of me.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be a lot of eyes and pressure on me tomorrow. And I feel like I'm in the seat where like everything has to go right. And I don't like that stress. I'm not good with that stress.
Yeah.
So just trying to mentally prepare for that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. Our guest on Monday is pretty epic. If you're a Texan, we watched this gorgeous woman like nonstop. She was so much a part of our Texas life and became a household name with it. So it's going to be really exciting. And all I know is I love Friday night football.
See you guys Monday. Thanks, y'all. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Glamour. Grit. Glamour. Grit.